All right, welcome to Dating Diaries. I am your host, Christal XO. And the other half of this equation is Scorpio Moe.
Bam! Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. And it is our Valentine's edition. Oh, is that a heart?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now I have my cowgirl. You see my cowgirl? Howdy. And she's got the boots up in the air.
I don't know it got to do with Valentine's Day, but okay.
Well, it says Howdy Valentine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It says Howdy Valentine, and the boots are up in the air as if she's getting some.
What?
Well, I mean, the boots are in the air. He's got her boots in the air.
Don't your mama stay there?
She don't watch this show, trust me. And I'm a married woman.
You walking around the house with some lady with the boots in the air on your t-shirt.
The bed is undefiled. The bed is undefiled, says the scripture. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? Where everybody from? Let's get this thing, man. Let's
get it's gonna be a fun time. Edna is in the building. What's up, C-Dub?
C-Dub, what up? What up? What up?
Danny, Naomi, Linnell, Druzy.
There you go, the usual suspect. That's what I like.
The usual suspects. I love Milwaukee is in the building tonight.
Okay.
Miss J. Reed. Hey, lady, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Okay.
Been there
well, I don't know about the Roll Tide, but we'll let you have that. But I will say Alabama is a hot spot right now. About now. Charlotte, Houston. You know what, Druzy? I am coming to Houston for the Houston Rodeo. I will be there. Hopefully we can connect. That would be awesome. Yeah, I will be there in Houston like the 6th through the 9th of March. Danny, I know you sent me the IG and we're going to get into all that. We're going to have a good time. Edna, we know you are from New York. We know our girl Edna is from New York. Mo, I like that. Is that a shirt or is that a...
No, it's just right. You seen it. I had the t-shirt before and you asked me what was the name of this brand. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like we're in our Valentine's Day swag. I had a good question for everybody in the chat and for you. Hey, DeQueezy, welcome back. We haven't seen you in a month of Sundays, I don't think. Let me ask you guys this, and I'm gonna start with you, Mo. What is the last song that you slow dance to?
Ooh.
I'm gonna take you back. And you guys go ahead and put in the chat, what is the last song that you slow dance to? It doesn't matter how long it was, doesn't matter how long ago it was, just the last song you slow dance to.
I really, really slow dance, to be honest with you. I think it was Ready for the World.
What?
Yeah, they played it. I don't know why they played it, but they played it, and me and the girl was up against the wall. It's a whole long story, but yes.
What song was it from?
Tonight.
Okay.
And it was.
Was it at a party?
It was at a house. Well, we were all in school together, and somebody had their own apartment. We all went over to the apartment, and yeah, had a great time.
So you haven't slow danced since then?
No, I've been not right because I don't. And this was 89. Yeah.
You're lying.
No, I had no reason to. I'm not gonna slow dance in a club. No.
I've seen you grinding on people in a club. I've seen you dancing with ladies in a club.
That doesn't mean that dancing is a slow dance. It's a difference.
Well, first of all, when you dance, it looks like it's slow dancing anyway. I'm just saying you don't really go out there and you're not too quick on your feet. So I'm just asking what because I don't think that I've seen you on the floor with women.
Slow dance to a slow song on purpose, being intimate with a woman was way back then. I'm just talking. And the song selection. That song was still about that time 2 or 3 years old.
That's why I was like, that's why I said, what? Because I just
they played it, and that's the first thing that came to mind because I remember dancing to it. It might be one before after that, but I specifically remember that one.
All right, let's see what. Okay, Always and Forever. That's a good one, Naomi.
Okay.
All right, let's see who else. We see. I saw somebody said Ronald Isley and Beyonce. Okay, was that Dance with My Father?
That was Luther.
Okay, so who's Ronald? What song is Ronald Isley and Beyonce?
I don't know the name of it.
I don't know the name of that song. Okay. Edna says people don't slow dance anymore. They don't, but I know they've done it since before 89. Mo is
Edna, probably Smokey Robinson and Miracle.
No, Edna said The Lady in Red. Okay, Druzy with the Superstar. That was, first of all, Superstar by Luther Vandross is one of the longest songs in the world. You think the song is off and it comes back again.
If I had to slow song dance to a song right now, the song I would pick would be The Reasons by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay, why Reasons? Give us. Okay, Tina had a good night with Between the Sheets. That's a sexy slow down song.
Okay. The reason, because I want people to do their homework, the song is about a one-night stand.
So that's what you want to dance to?
No, that's just my message I'm conveying to her. And I would dance to it. Because no one knows it. So it's a beautiful song, but if you listen to the lyrics, the first verse he's trying to get with her, and he has all these reasons why. Then the second verse, he's screaming, I can't find the reasons. He done already hit, and his mother is different.
I did not know that Reasons was about one night stand. But the thing about it with songs back then, they made it sound sweet, even though
so sweet that people asked them to perform it at the wedding and they refused to do it.
Really?
Look it up. I ain't bullshit.
What a wonderful, fun fact. Yeah. A fun fact. Slow Motion by Soulja Slim.
Get your young ass off this thing. You too young to be watching this.
First of all, that's not young. Slow Motion for me is not young, but it's also not appropriate for this conference. That is not a slow dance. That is more of a grind and something else. I don't know what that is, but that ain't this.
This ain't about it. Give me a slow song.
Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. He said she put that thing on me. Yeah, I bet she did. Okay, make me say it again, Ron Isley and Beyonce. Okay, all right. And I know Ron hit that falsetto, so I know. Okay. You know, so mine is one of my favorite songs ever was the Tamia record. Tamia and Fabulous.
You. So Into You.
So Into You. So
Rodney.
But the last time I slow danced was one night Adrian came home and I had the Jack Ross version on.
You was just playing. Yeah.
I was. That's why I thought about that, because I love that, and I don't like a lot of remakes on good songs, but he has a great remake from a guy's perspective.
Right.
My by Johnny Gill is a good song. But you know what's funny? I saw, and I won't say the name of the artist. It was a male artist that performed So Into You, and he was singing it like he was the girl. And I was just like, oh, I don't really like that. I don't like it when a guy sings.
Maybe he was.
Yeah, he probably was. Knowing this artist, he probably was. Yeah, he probably was. But yeah, I was just like, I can't even get into it because, yeah.
Anything by Jodeci, any slow record by Jodeci, I'm taking.
My favorite Jodeci record is Me and You. Do you remember that?
You and I?
You and I. Sorry. You and I. Sorry.
Okay, just checking. I like You and I. Me and You. It might be a record out there. It ain't Jodeci.
You and I meant You by Jesse Powell is a classic. That's hilarious. I said me and you. It's You and I.
I like that.
And you was Tony. That's true. That's true. Man, that was fun. I remember having a great slow dance in college though to anniversary on my anniversary. Tony, it's our anniversary. It was a good moment.
Yeah. Prince or now they dancing songs. These are nasty, you know.
What song?
Some of these songs ain't slow songs, dancing slow songs. These are
no, and Anniversary is a nice two-step.
That is. I'm just saying some of the other records is more getting, you know, that kind of slow songs.
My Heart Belongs to You by Jodeci. That's a good. Jodeci has a bunch of them, and they also can double as grind songs as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know you are. I know. Does it say slip off your red dress?
No, take off.
I know. That's why I was looking at Mimi, is that you? I'm glad that somebody else is getting their words messed up.
Yeah, you say Christal, now you messed up on two of them. Okay.
No, that wasn't me. That was Mimi. She said slip off your red dress. And I was like, that don't sound like Johnny said that. I don't know about that.
How y'all know? Y'all shouldn't be talking about this. Y'all be getting it.
Oh man, but this is the Valentine's Day edition of Dating Diaries, and we are going to have a good time tonight. I hope you guys come. First of all, the rules of tonight's chat is make sure your sense of humor is intact.
That part.
Because we're gonna have a good time. I thought our guest is not able to make it. However, we are going to encourage you guys, because I was talking to Danny earlier, and you know, she was asked me about where Adrian and I met, and I mentioned that we met in a Facebook group. And what I'm saying, this is Valentine's Day weekend, but of course, Valentine's is just a day. It's not really that important. I mean, it is important if you're in a relationship and you need to buy a gift and make sure the person feels special. But outside of that, it's not that important because it's just a day. But what is important is that if you really want love, you have to do the things to go out and get it. And so I was talking to a lady that hopefully she'll be able to reschedule and come back. She has a dating network, and the dating network allows you to be matched with someone that may be, the type of person that you're looking for. But this is the thing, people, if it's not a love match, it's okay. It could be a friend, or it could just be an experience. You keep it moving. It doesn't, wait a minute. Mimi said, put on some whipped cream and get to it. What?
I'm mad at you for that.
What's going on in the chat? Have you guys gone on a different chat? Okay. All I ask by Raphael Sadiq. Yeah. Okay. Mimi's in her own world. Okay. She said, put on some whipped cream and get to it. Okay. All right. So I see we're all in a Valentine's Day mood. But I think you just have to put yourself out there, right? Wouldn't you agree, Mo?
Absolutely.
Okay. She said you caught it. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. But you got to put it in the right place. You just can't put it out there everywhere. You got to put it in there for what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think we also have to be honest. You know, Mo and I were talking earlier. We had this conversation. And I'm not gonna lie, it is getting bad. People are on social media demanding things that don't exist. I saw a Pop the Balloon special earlier, and I think I sent this to you. The young lady asked the guys, nobody popped their balloon with her because she was attractive, right? So she asked the guys who believed in 50-50. And the one guy said, no, I don't believe in 50-50. I'm the man. I got all of it. The next guy, she asked if he believed in 50-50. He said, well, I don't think that's really realistic, because in a relationship, it's going to go back and forth. Sometimes I may have 90% and you may have 10, but sometimes it may go the other way. When I tell you the speed at which she popped her balloon. And she was like, well, I don't like that because I'm not the one. And I was just like, I wonder how many happily married women would be honest about the fact that throughout their marriage, at some point, they may have had to pay a bill or may have had to carry the load, depending on what their significant other was going through. And I'm wondering if women that are out here having this social media conversation about if he wants to go 50-50, and I'm not saying that you should go 50-50, but the idea that you should not have to give anything is unrealistic. And I think if that's the case, then you just should be by yourself. If you want to get 100% all the time, then just do that for yourself, because people go through things. You know, if you're in a relationship with someone and their parent passes away and they are struggling with that, at that point, you may have to step in and help them, not only with emotional support, you may have to help them with other types of support. You don't know, like, or they could get sick. Like, what are we encouraging young people to look forward to if the situation is always one-sided? It's just not realistic. And I'm not saying that you should pay for a dude, PRMB. What I'm saying is if that's your husband and you all have a life together, if he loses his job, you do not get a divorce. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Listen, I already know. Yes, but we know, obviously, with the thing on social media and whatever. I mean, this is old news to us men. Women are just finally hearing it from other women instead of guys saying it, and they're hearing it coming out of women's mouths right now. But we've been saying this. You know, but it's only the fact that women, and they think we're making it up, but when you hear it coming to you or out loud, you're like, yo, or if you lived it, not even that, if you lived it, you know that's not real. So when that's the reason why they're out there still looking, is because you're basing it on something that's not real. When you compare it, you think that person's wrong. You think this person is not human. You think this person he's more of a man because he made more money. You know, you don't know. And in those situations, you'll see after, if you don't get back on your feet or she complains immediately, if you be like, hey, you know, I had to have that talk one time. And they definitely had a problem. And they were just like, well, I was just so used to, and I'm like, you know, it hurts. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, 2 years ago, you was paying everything at your place.
Yeah.
You know, now you come over here and I say, yo, you know, I think the rent was like $700 at that time. And I had $5 and change. And I'm asking. And just, you know, it was tough. I'd never forget that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that it's unrealistic to encourage people to do that. But, you know, I posted a clip earlier. Chili had a conversation this weekend, and we're going to post a really important clip tomorrow. So you guys look out for that. And she was just saying that for a long time, she didn't want to get married. In fact, until recently, she didn't necessarily want to get married. And I think that that's okay. I think if you are the type of person that if you're going to say, hey, if my husband loses his job, I may want to leave, then just don't get married. I don't think you should get married, because marriage, the vows say through sickness and health, rich or poor. And if you're not ready for that, then you should just not do it. I also don't think that women should do everything, but I think two things can be true, right? You don't have, like I was telling my daughter, I was having a conversation with my daughter yesterday, and she sent me this text, and she doesn't watch, so she's not gonna know, and I'm telling her business. But anyway, she was sending me this text of this guy that was, she was asking me what I thought of it, and I said, if he doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated, then don't even get in the situation, right? So earlier, Hey You There said, let me read what you said. You said, Black women are expected to care for him when he's sick at the same time she is vomiting. No, well, that's not somebody you want to be in a relationship with. If a person doesn't treat you like a princess or like a queen with the ultimate respect, then you shouldn't even get in that relationship. But if he does, and he's doing all this stuff, then if he goes through a hard time, what is the problem with you having his back? You know, I think because we've all been hurt so much, or we've seen our parents be hurt, or we've seen other people around us be hurt, we have this weird idea that we don't want to tolerate anything. And if you don't want to tolerate anything, then you just should not get married. Maybe not even be in a relationship, because even a friendship relationship, you go through stuff, you know,
in real life.
in real life. But okay, this is another issue that we wanted to play. I want to play this clip because it kind of speaks to the fact that Mo always tells me that women blame a man being broke on everything. And I have tried to tell him that that's not true. I have said that's not true, but my sisters have let me down. And so I saw this clip with Jessie Woo, and I like Jessie Woo, but I thought this clip was a little bit ridiculous. So I want to share this, and then let's talk about it.
Do you think men should see us in our natural state before they get in a real relationship with us?
Whenever I've heard a man say, let me see what you look like with no makeup, let me see what you look like without the hair, I feel that that man is telling you that he does not have the money to finance your beauty upkeep. Don't come over here thinking that I'm going to go to Sephora and get you some makeup. So I need to see you without all that because I want to strip you of all that because I ain't got it. When a man says that to you, he wants to strip you of everything. He doesn't want you to have the thought process of maintaining yourself.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah. At the end, she said thought process, but what she meant to say was thought process. Let me explain something to you. And I don't know this lady. First time I seen her, you know, I got the clip and everything. But why don't y'all take a good look at this woman?
Michelle says Jessie Woo is right in some way.
Let me explain. Just look at this lady for a second. Okay, cool. Now, the question was stated to her about a man wanting to see his woman in the beginning in her natural state. Hair and makeup free. Just let me see what I'm into. If y'all saying claim women or this, that, and the other, then can I see it? You know what I'm saying? How would you feel if somebody was like, look, you know, you could choose car. Y'all say men do the choosing. You choose the car. They say, hey, you can't look under the hood. Matter of fact, you can't even look. It's not even under the hood. I can't show you the real paint color of this color car. It's mud all over it, and I can't show you the real color. And then the top. I don't know if it's a drop top, is it a rag top, is it what? I can't really show you that either. But I want you to choose. As a matter of fact, I want you to choose me. Is that realistic? No. And so I just want to get that off first.
Uh-huh.
The fact that you want a man, and it's like, it gets to the point now, every time a man decides he doesn't want to do it, or a woman feels threatened by the conversation, not threatened, you know, she says something he doesn't like, or he's not interested. I wrote down the 3 words that they always say. Now, the first word is broke. Broke is always the first one they go to. Now, if they're notably rich, they're not going to say that part. But even if you look halfway decent, they're going to say you're broke. Uh-huh. So that's the first thing that always come out. If you don't want to do something for them who you don't even know. Uh-huh. We're all earning each other's likes, each other's trust, all that. So I don't know you, but I'm supposed to knowingly, what she say, Sephora or whatever, pay for all your stuff. If I don't, that means I'm broke. Okay, I would like to hear the mothers with sons. How would you, if a woman approached your son like that, how would you feel? Okay, the second thing, they always break up. If they found out you're not broke, they're going to say you belong to the LBC community. They're going to say this. They're going to say this. If you're not interested, you choose not to have sex with her. You be like, oh, no, I'm good. You must be, if they know you got money, the second one is you must be LBC community people. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Third one, if they know you and they had already had sex with you, they're going to say you have a little penis. These are the top 3 things women are. If they say anything other past this, it's some other stuff. These are the first 3, and it's based on he's not attracted to me, or he doesn't play the game with me, so he must be this, or this. And or he doesn't want to spend his hard-earned money on you that he works for, no matter what it is, legal or illegal, whether he risked his freedom or he spent 40 hours in wherever he was at. Because he doesn't want to spend it on you, he's broke. Now, some dudes actually don't have the money at the time, but all his bills is paid, maybe his food in his refrigerator, got a car. He's not necessarily broke. So I think women just throw these words around because they figure it's going to hurt men. But what you don't know is, just like the N-word, we're starting to build a tolerance to it. And it ain't going to affect us no more. It's coming because you overuse it for everything. For everything. And in a minute, y'all going to have to think of something else. They're going to maybe move the letters around or something and come up with something else, because we're on to it now. And when I see this, it's disgusting, man, because it's like that has nothing to do with love. I mean, it does on the back end, but they watch it, fellas. They fall in love with your hand faster than they fall in love with your heart if you lead with your hand. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you lead with that, and I also want to say, there's a couple comments from guys. Ross said facts. They just can't take rejection, so they create a narrative. And then whereas the Juice said, it's all about emasculation. When in doubt, emasculate.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, just want to give guys the opportunity to get it off. I mean, obviously there's some truth to that, because we keep seeing these posts like this. But I want to go back to that actual clip where Jesse Wu said, if a man asked what you look like natural, says he wants to see what you look like natural, with your natural hair, with your natural skin, without makeup, that means he can't afford to keep you looking like that. I want you to speak now with the LOVE to exactly with the LOVE, boots in the air, right? Why would a man ask a woman to see her naturally? Can you give us the science behind that? Because I've never heard anybody say that it was because he couldn't afford to keep her in that stuff. That was wild to me. But I do believe she probably believes that. So I just want to know, from a man's perspective, why would a man ask to see a woman with her in her natural state?
Well, if she's not already that way, or if it's just a little light stuff here and there, if it's usually when it's caked on, that's why we're asking. Usually when the eyes are, you done drove them super surprised this evening, way up here, and we ask. But other than that, it's just simply because a lot of times you've been tricked before. You've seen the transformation if you have mothers and sisters, from when we just regularly in the house to when we're stepping out. And you just want to simply see what you're working with. Now, a lot of times, like I've said this a million times on the show, if your man still finds you, or when we see women in that naturally state, and you hear those women saying, I always get approached, and they feel away, it's because they're self-conscious about it. We don't have a problem with it, but we get to see you in your natural state. And if you're beautiful to us, and beauty means different things to different people.
That's important. Yeah.
Saying is, for that person, he knows it's only going to go up from here. But when you meet it and it's here, especially if you're young, you don't really know yet, unless you just meet a young girl with a lot of makeup. Then you find out, when you meet them, it's here, you find out it comes crashing down. And that's not necessarily what you signed up for. You signed up, you were attracted to this. And I'm saying I can't be attracted to natural beauty, but you put that on, and it did look nice. I don't want to take away anything from women. That we're not saying that. We just want to see a natural state and know what that is, and we already know what this is. That's the only reason why we're asking. And why is that such a bad thing?
Well, I think some people a woman may feel insecure about it.
That's her problem.
No, wait a minute. Hold on now. Let's not too much with that. Hold on. Where's the Juice said, I've had a woman ask me to take my hat off to see if I had hair. Hell, one lady even asked me to smile wide to see if I had side teeth.
I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
They're probably going to tell you to take your shoes off next.
That is hilarious with the smile wide to see if you had the side teeth. That just lets me know. But I will say this. I will say this, Mo, and I want you to be honest. I'm going to ask you to be honest, friend. I think that women are catching up to the superficialness of men because you guys are very superficial. So I think women are responding to being judged based on every pound, every, how clear their skin is, how, healthy their hair is, like and how shapely they are, how small their waist is. I saw a woman online that said, I've had a flat, I'm built with a flat behind. It's hard for me to get a man. Men have been very visual. So I think the makeup and the weave is a response to the men being so visually picky. And even women responding to men like that is because we have been judged since the beginning of time on our looks. And that doesn't feel good. And I don't think it feels good for anybody to be judged on anything outside of who they are.
I guess.
Yes, Maul, really. Now, if you want to come and share with us, you're welcome. Now, yes, I think men are very superficial.
No, here's the thing. We like superficial. We don't love superficial. So because we like it and look at it, don't think that that's the end all be all. Just because we're attracted to it. That's pop. That, don't get me wrong. That's a big layer, but please don't think it always leans.
We can't worry about that. All we know is that you want the attention.
No, but
you want to get the attention, which is the attraction.
But we just got finished saying different people like different things. And if you're mad because out of the 50 people, 30 went over there, I can't be my problem. Wait for your 20. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like we keep blaming everybody. You don't believe me? You can go to Pornhub right now. They got a category of everything that you like. Don't ask me. Somebody told me about it, but I believe.
What categories have you seen on Pornhub, Mo?
For this, but I will say this: people like different things, and you're not gonna. It's just. And the fact that it's not your turn, and this happens to a lot of people in a lot of different spaces. When it's not your turn, you get mad at everybody else. And it's just sister, brother, whoever. It's just not your turn. Whatever it is, your job, somebody got to get fired or retired. Do you get that space and people move up? You don't have seniority to get this position. It's not your turn. Brother, she don't like you. She like, well, it's not your turn. This person is the hottest rapper right now, Kendrick Lamar, and all you other. It's just not your turn. And that's what we got to. So people like, well, she just want to be like, all of them ain't going to like none of them. All of them.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, but you could be honest. You could be honest about the fact that there are some looks that are going to be more accepted across the board, right? So like women obviously like taller men, right? I think I was listening to something earlier and a man said, you all don't necessarily need, a woman has heels on and she thinks that she's really that tall, but she's not that tall. She does not need a guy that tall. But for the most part, most women prefer a man taller than themselves, right?
Right.
And that's across the board. So I think for the most part, most men, now there are some outliers, and of course there's beauty everywhere, but I think there are the fit and feminine. What's the other one? I don't remember. It's another F. I don't know. It's fit and feminine. I know are characteristics that most men want, not someone that's, someone that takes care of their body, that's not too overweight, and what?
Don't people like, there's a group of men that like women that are bigger?
Yes. Would you like to share about that group?
I don't know much about. I'm just saying I know one exists. I wouldn't know too much about that, but somebody likes them, and they have their own category.
Is it?
And what I'm saying is, like, I just think
wait a minute, fit, feminine, and friendly. Okay, fit, feminine, and friendly. Is it not my short man had a third leg? Nola, I've heard. So I've heard. I've never tried it for myself, but I have heard. I have heard. But I mean, I think in everything. Hey, you there, ma'am? Fit, feminine, and a footstool. That is funny, but I don't think it's necessary what we're talking about today. That's hilarious. Edna said, how would a man know if a woman is real currently? Because trans women wear a lot of makeup. Men want to know if you are a real woman without makeup.
Well, no, if you got a mustache. Mustache cover makeup too.
First of all, makeup will not cover a mustache.
A thin one. I seen it. What? She was just growing it.
All right, let's talk about it, because I think there was everybody wants to think they're everyone else's cup of tea, right? And I don't think that's fair. I saw the video with the young lady that was asked not to get into the lift.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
And she said that she did not use the F word. She said that she does not feel like she is that big, and she said the F word was a bad word. Now I'm assuming the F word, because I was like, F word, and then I listened to it a little bit more. This was the I'm sorry, the chat is hilarious. Noah said, I'm okay with a missing side tooth, but not a missing front tooth. Amen and amen. I mean, I just never heard of people saying, smile, let me do a full dental exam. But yes, the woman said that fat is a bad word and she does not use it. And that people should not discriminate against people that are, I don't even remember the word that she used. But and the DeQueasy said, yeah, Charlemagne had to pull up a whole booth seat for her to sit. So she couldn't fit into the seat. She said the seat was not accommodating for everyone. And then they had to pull up a different seat for her. I do think at this point, we're too sensitive, and we're also not being honest. And we cannot be upset if you're not someone's cup of tea.
That's all I'm saying. That's all we've been saying. I forget the young lady's name, but somebody,
she's a rapper, right?
Somebody brought her Instagram on social media though. Yeah, it wasn't no small regular sedan cars in there. She was in vans and trucks.
Really?
I'm dead serious. So my thing is, she wants places to accommodate her or people like her, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you called the Uber. Did you accommodate yourself?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Not to cut you off, but I did not know this. Darlinda, thank you. Hey, Darlinda. She said that's the girl that was on Deb Ant's show. Remember the rap show that she had? And she told the girl to lose weight. I've seen her before. Now I know I didn't recognize her, but I do remember seeing that clip, because she could barely get up the stairs. She was just having a hard time keeping up with everybody else. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Ashley Dalton. And Ashley tells women, if you want to get the man that you want, you need to lose weight. And some people get mad, but a lot of people, a lot of the girls receive it. I just think it's unfortunate that we're at a point where you can't say it's better to be healthier, you need to focus on your health, or somebody may not desire to be with someone that big. I also saw a clip on tonight's conversation where a heavier set woman asked, why do men date fat girls in private but not in public? Mo?
Okay. Good. Get some drink.
So he said, and the guy, I can't remember the guy that responded, but I love him. He's my favorite on the show. It's very intellectual. And he basically was like, that's going to be a smaller population of guys. If they're not okay with themselves, then they're definitely, and they're not okay with their preference, because that may not be the mainstream preference. And he was just like, you got to be honest. It's just not. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I think we all choose, we'll not necessarily choose, but we are who we are. But you have to realize somebody may not prefer that. So I think if you want the best chance for dating and the best chance to be successful, then you have to make sure that you are the best version of you. Now, PRMB said, my 600-pound life always got a man. They do, but I would ask, does anyone in this chat want to date those men that are with those women? I'm going to say I do not. I've seen them hosing them down. And I mean, but they do that. They do that seriously. They get into the shower and they do that with the shower head, because a lot of them cannot fit into the toilet, into the bathtub. But that's usually not the type of, that's usually a man that something else is going on. I don't want that man. Mo, are you there?
I'm not going to let anybody's opinion on how I honestly feel dictate how I'm supposed to feel, how you think I'm supposed to feel. You see what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to be mean or anything like that. But at the same time, if I'm not attracted to that, I'm just simply not attracted to that.
Yeah. PRMB says, if they brought you the food you were addicted to, you want that man. No, I don't. Because I want a man that's like, now you done had enough. It's enough. It's enough. Stop it. Because I don't want to be unhappy myself. And that's the thing, is when you're not happy with yourself, then it's hard for you to receive love from somebody else. It's just a lot of those relationships are not positive. The one girl is cussing out the guy because the pizza wasn't right. It's right. That it's not a positive relationship, because that person is not happy with themselves.
I don't know. I think preference sometimes, man, is just people. I don't want to say, they're just not realistic. What like you were saying, of what it really is, or what it could be. There is somebody. I mean, you got to wait your turn or go move somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, men are not always realistic either.
No, I know this. I'm saying this is a people thing, but when we're talking about relationships, I never, I'm dating men, so. But you're right.
Well, I told you, men. There are men that will, and I'm sure the ladies can attest to that. Men will slide in your DM and you'll be like, is something wrong with me? Like, am I having an off day? Do I need to check? Am I eating too much? Like, what is it about me that made this gentleman feel like he had a what? Men do not have any chill or any reservation when it comes to going after what they want. Not at all.
Two kind of men like to play like that. It's to play the numbers game. They just gonna go. You see what I'm saying? And then the other ones are, I mean, I'm trying to say this in a nice way.
I think we're gonna have fun tonight. You're being a little quiet. You're on the quiet side today.
I'm trying, because this is a sensitive subject. I don't know who's out there. Nobody. I don't want them to feel like we're, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make anyone uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand if it can be. And we don't know you personally, so please just be understanding.
Right.
Listen, man. They know what it is. If not, they wouldn't be as sick as they are. They wouldn't be on the show. If it takes forever, attempt to do something about it. Hopefully you have loved ones in your life that are, I don't know how it gets that far. I really don't. That's my daughter's favorite show. But
my 600-pound life?
That's what she told me. I don't know why.
I think you like that guy.
Now, I followed him on Instagram. I do that. I just found him about a couple weeks ago.
You like that doctor that tells them.
That's my man. I wish I could find. He's funny.
But we were talking about the men. Why are men shooting their shot at anything.
Like I told you, you definitely take the chance if you're married. You ain't got nothing to lose. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And that's a good point. Because I used to wonder, like, why do married men be shooting their shot more than anybody else?
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you doing that?
The worst can happen. She say, you know what? I'm still going home with her. To her.
Going to my wife.
To her.
You guys, I cannot watch my 600-pound life. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. Y'all, I cannot watch it. It's amazing what the human body will do. Nola, she says, if you don't hose me down, do you really love me?
What?
Let me ask you this, Mo. Let me ask you this. What if...
Oh, hose. Okay, I'm somewhere else with good.
With the shower. Yeah. What if you're dating a woman, you guys get married, you have found the one. After 54 years, it's the one for you. Things are good. She goes through something. She goes through some type of hormonal imbalance, and she balloons up.
Trying to be serious, man.
To like 380 pounds.
Okay. And she's in the house? I'm asking.
You're married.
All right. See,
you're married.
Well, I'm married, but trust me, at 400, I moved to the other room. I've been left that room. So yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
So if I love her, if I honestly, I can. That's the love part. That's why it takes so long to get to that. A lot of times, not every man, but a lot of guys. That's the love of, because once we're in, we're in. We're not in here for you to take care of us. We're just simply here for you, and you're not, whatever it is. So we're really, really invested in. So at that point, I'm just like, I gotta take her as she is.
You're not moving to the bed. You're not moving to the other room.
No, we just continue to sleep in quarters the way they are. Over
there. Nola said, "Big people know the best restaurants." Mo.
This is true.
Mo believes that they cook good breakfast.
I don't know if it's good, but it's enjoyable watching them cook it. That's the thing. It's a joy to me. Man, they do. I don't want to get on the people with the restaurant, but that is funny. But
well, but you know what? There are some skinny. What pisses me off is there are skinny people that eat a lot, and they don't ever look like they ate anything. And I think that's unfortunate for those of us that whenever we do eat something, it shows up immediately. But there are a lot of skinny people that don't gain weight, and they can eat and put it away, and they just stay skinny. But like, no, so we have to take it up with God. We do. But I mean, I think people, let me ask you this. Okay. So, and you can ask me too. You get married at 54.
Mm-hmm.
At 66,
mm-hmm.
and let's say she's 63.
Mm-hmm.
The aging process has rained down upon her a lot harder than you.
Mm-hmm.
You still, got your little smoothness together. She has wrinkled and ruffled and everything. What do you do? Like, cause I think like it's one thing. I was talking to a friend of mine. They were saying, in senior places, the people that are like 75 to 85 is like the most active, physically intimate, active people out there. He was like, you were getting up condoms and all kinds of stuff. But I wonder, like, do people, if they're at 60, his still, she said his penis doesn't work at 60. Yes, it does. I hope it does. 60's not that old. Not that for that to happen, but I'm saying, what do you think you would do if you looked up? Because that could happen at 54. You get with a woman, and by the time she's 57 or 58, her hands are wrinkled up, Mo, and her neck is wrinkled up. You know, she's got some situations. How do you deal with that? And how, especially for a woman, because you may feel like, well, my man's not attracted to me. I look at myself. What do you say?
I say, what she gonna do with that?
What?
I'll say, what she gonna do with that? I'm gonna figure me out. She gotta figure herself out. Hopefully she's cool. No, no, I don't know. I would hope that she thought I was more understanding than what she believes.
Are you though?
For the woman I love?
Yes.
I truly love, yes. Yes. Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
So I said, sometimes I shouldn't have been, but yes.
Okay.
But yeah. I mean, at that time, man, you're not thinking about none of this worldly stuff. You're not thinking about this. This was your world. You said, like, your kids are grown and out the house, and this is, man or woman, but I just think we get dealt that card, like, with just
well, I don't think men get dealt the card. I think a lot of men have proven that card. A lot of men have proven the card.
I mean,
I want to say,
nah, that's not to say that's true. Okay, just like, you know, big guy to big girl, or he might be a thin guy that likes a big girl. There's somebody that wants you, right? There'll be somebody that'll want you. So, huh?
I said maybe.
I don't know. I got God on my side. If it'll be here, let me know. But
no, I'm just saying, everybody. I mean, I don't know. I do think that you have to work on being your best self. But I know for me, I would say for me, if I would never get to that point. Right. I've got points that I would need to work on, you know, but I would never get to that point because I'm very hard on myself. But I think it would be difficult for me to feel like my husband was attracted to me, because it's one thing to love somebody, but to feel that you could fulfill that husband-wife intimacy part would be difficult if I wasn't happy with myself. That's what I'm saying. And I also will be honest and say it would be hard for me to want to fulfill it with him if he surpassed a certain part. I'm just being honest. So that's why I wanted to be with someone that we could have honest conversation, like, sir, put that jelly roll down and I will put my jelly roll down. We've got to put our jelly rolls down. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not, you really want to make sure that your partner is happy.
Get that. But yeah. I think we put more pressure on ourselves, especially if you've been together that long.
I'm telling you, that sounds good, Mo, but if your wife got up to 380 pounds, I don't think that you are.
No. Well, I'm saying as far as you'll work with them, hopefully, you know, training, you help them. Like, I think the person that you're attracted to will probably do exactly what you thought they would do. Meaning, if you're a person and you take care of yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you meet someone else, and that's what drew you to them. And so if I'm a person that's fit, works out, I'm probably attracted to a woman that does the same. Our lifestyles are the same, right?
Right.
So
right.
You're a big guy, you don't exercise, you don't do this, you start eating and blowing up, and you move and live a certain way, you're going to be attracted to a woman that does that same thing. Lifestyle is very, very strong.
Lifestyle is important. That is important. So I think.
So they're going to love each other.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a fit. That's what I think they call compatibility. And I like that Nina says, I'm staying healthy for myself. I agree with that. I don't think that you should do it for your partner. I think you do it for yourself, because for me, I do feel like, it's funny because, women talk about, there are some men that don't like women to wear weave, or don't like women to wear their hair natural, or some don't like women to have short hair. I'm thankful to be with someone that doesn't really care what I do, as long as it's not a ponytail. And sometimes I still do the ponytail, and he just has to deal with it. But I want to be able to be myself. I want the pressure to come from me, not from the outside. Right. So I think that it's great to say, my partner would never do that, but we don't really know what life could hold. And I do think we have to always realize life does different things, and you don't even know what you would do. So you definitely don't know what somebody else, would do. But that's why it's so important not to get married or not to be in a relationship until you're really prepared for that. Now, with that being said, I want us to pivot a little bit. Kendra G's Singled Out was here in Atlanta yesterday. We were supposed to go, and I have had a lot on my plate and did not get a chance to do that. But I want to talk. Let me ask you, because one of the things that women complain about, and I was talking to Danny about this earlier, about putting yourself out there. I think that Kendra G's site is a great option. I also think that this Date Better network is a great option. Really, I think it's a numbers game, and you should do as many things as you can to try to put yourself out there, because you never know where that person is coming from. I had no idea that I would meet, the love of my life in a private Facebook group. I had no idea, but I think that you should do that. But one of the things that women complain about is the fact that a lot of times there's more women and less men. That's actually, I had a conversation with Kendra, and she said that. She was like, a lot of times at these speed dating events or things like that, there are way more men than women. So can you give women some options or some ideas about where to go, where to put themselves out? I know, Bumble, maybe you're
talking sites or just in
both, because I think a lot of people are dating online, and I think a lot of people a lot of people and I will touch on that, Karen. We're just having fun. It's not anything hateful. We're just having fun. But I understand what you're saying. But I think a lot of people think that there's an issue with dating online. But at this point in 2025, when more people are working from their phones or on their phones than anything else, there are a lot of us that don't have traditional workplaces where you may meet someone or may run into someone, or, go to lunch at a certain time. So I think that dating online is very, very acceptable, and actually a really good idea. But I want you to speak to it as a man, because a lot of times you go places, or you see, or even on some apps, a lot of the guys are not quality men.
Well, for first thing, I mean, you get a better filter with a paid site, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only thing with the features on each of those sites is that more access that you have. It doesn't mean you might have more access to trash men. So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind. But I would start with the pay sites first. And if that's your market, I'm not sure if Facebook still has the dating thing.
Facebook dating is trash.
Oh, Facebook is trash. There's a few of them out there. It's the Bumbles, the Plenty of Fish. It's the BLK if you're black, so you could go specifically to, people of color. They changed over the years. I know Bumble and Match are kind of like the biggest ones. Actually, they were all for the same people. That was a husband and wife. Started that.
That. Have you put your profile on Kendra G's site?
No, I did not.
I think we should do that. I think that would be a fun thing for us to do next Wednesday.
What?
I think we should do it. If you think that we should do it, put a 1 in the chat. I think that we should put Moe's profile on. Hey, Marvin, I think we should put Moe's profile on Kendra G's Singled Out. I think we should.
Under a fake name?
No, because I think that'll give us a focus group to see what's actually happening. See, people think that we should do it. There's ones in the chat. I think we should. I think it'd be a fun exercise with the family.
No, what if we documented it?
That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is every week everybody teaching me putting words into it to make a bio and everything.
No, we got to do it all on one day. We got to do it next Wednesday. We're going to create.
Let me think about it.
Well, next Wednesday we're going to create Mo's profile.
Oh, I said let me think about it.
We don't have time to think about it. Life is moving. Life is moving. I mean, what can it hurt? You know, and not like the person can reach through the app and grab you. Jeez. Okay, Darlinda says she met her man on a plane. He was the pilot, never used a dating site. Girl, now Darlinda, how did you get to the pilot? Because he's in the cockpit.
See that?
How did you get there? I want to know. I would like to know. That's really good. You know what, guys? I ended up with the right person, but I remember this guy on the plane sent me a drink. And he was a corporate guy, big wig, and we just had conflicting schedules. Now I realize Christal was tripping. She should have made her schedule accommodate, but it worked out. But yeah, definitely. I think that putting yourself out there is a good idea, and I think that you want to go where there's the most numbers, and you also have to realize that people can't do what you don't allow them to do. I tell my daughter that all the time, like. A man cannot do what you don't allow him to do. If he invites you to his house and Netflix and chill, you don't have to get angry. You just say no and keep it moving. Say no and keep it moving.
All right.
You know, if she wants you to take her to Ruth Chris on the first date and you don't want to, you don't have to get angry. Just say no and keep it moving.
And keep it moving. It'd be another one.
Come on.
Yep.
What do you think is a good first date?
What I've learned now is more like something light and then the activity. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say you can probably combine them in one, but more activity driven, because I think dudes are sitting and trying to put the best foot forward, and it's like do an activity, get to know her, see how if your guys are playing the game, see how they respond to different things, and you know if they get angry, if they're happy people, you know that kind of thing. If they even so, I would say, you know, axe throwing, just an activity, the paint and sip, you know, especially
that's a cute first date.
But I will also say, man, if you're a guy doing it, take her somewhere that you're confident. Be in your confident space.
Now, I want to say, because somebody just said in the chat that Ruth Chris was not expensive for a first date. So I just want to read these menu prices. Now, I've said before, I think that I would not be a good guy at all, because I would not be spending money like this on women. Not initially. Maybe never. I don't know. But all right, it's not as expensive as I thought it was. But it is, I mean, well, there's a ribeye on here for $154.
Now, mind you, whatever you're doing times two.
We're aware of that. There is probably the cheapest steak on here is $66. $66 is the cheapest steak. Now, that's just the steak. That's not the sides. Let's look at the sides here. The sides are $14. Well, here's a side that's $27. Average side is $15. So if you get the $66 steak, the $14 or $15 side, oh, I've got to go there. Maybe Adrian and I can go there for Valentine's Day. And then you get a drink. God forbid you get alcohol. That's a little over $120 per person, and that's not even including like tax and tip and all that. In my opinion, that is expensive for a first date. That is expensive for a first date. When the meat on your plate is $66, not the whole plate, but just the protein. The protein is $66. Hey, you there says we're out here taking women to places we take each other after church. I mean, I don't know. I don't in Atlanta, people don't necessarily go to Ruth Chris after church. They go on a date. But that's a lot. That's a lot. I would not want to spend that on a first date.
We could get to that. But the date is really supposed to, the first day is about me trying to get to know you.
Right.
And we made everything else bigger than that. And it's just covered up. And it's like, damn, well, why are we here? Now, you have this first date that goes well. It's still not, and I don't want to say a loss, but you just feel like, okay. But when you talking about you don't like her, or she has a problem with you, or she don't answer your phone after that, you start to feel played, I think.
Now, see, Noah says, so McDonald's. Say, why would y'all jump from Ruth Chris to McDonald's? Don't do that.
No, we're not saying any of that. My thing is, we could go somewhere, Top Golf, St. It don't. Why does it, David? Not. I don't know. Do women ever think? Well, I know they do. For some of the women I know, and I was expected to take them somewhere else. I'm glad they say no. I just want to be where you're at, and we could do anything. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Suggest something. They's like, nah, we ain't even gotta do that, and they'll pick out something else I wasn't even thinking about because they were really there for me. So when you really there for the person, ain't nobody doing that every night. Ain't nobody doing that every weekend.
Well, I will say that I have dated guys that do that every weekend. But I will say this, when I actually started to like them, I was like, we don't have to do that. Thank you, but we don't have to do that. Okay, hey, you explained that. Okay, she said they go to Cheesecake Factory after church. I was like, who is going to Ruth Chris after church? That is not an after church spot. Okay. Wow, good for you, Darlinda. We want to keep us updated on the pilot. I love that. I love that for you, friend. Keep us updated. She said she was on a flight to Nashville and he asked for her number. He was checking her out as she came and walked down the aisle and liked what he saw. I love it. Okay, Nola says, if you took her to McDonald's and she stopped answering, would you feel played?
Yeah.
Why would you? First of all, you shouldn't take anybody to McDonald's, because with McDonald's, I don't even think it's about the cheapness. I think a person may assume if you took them to McDonald's that you're not the type of person that cares about your health. Like, there's a lot of assumptions that could be made with McDonald's.
It's true. But my thing is, I'm not there for McDonald's. You said you wanted to eat. I'm there for some other stuff. I want to get to know you. I want to see what you're about. I want to see if we vibe. Because once I start spending money, it's an investment. Whether you see it that way or not, it doesn't concern it. It does. I don't really care about that. I'm taking it as an investment.
I don't really care about that.
But no, I don't, because it's not. You didn't. I don't care if you got me mixed up or you got it wrong. I'm understanding. I'm investing. I'm investing my time. You're investing your time. I invested my money. If you're telling me, well, you're to pay for this, that, and the other in the beginning or throughout the whole thing. So yes, I'm up.
I would hate. I don't like the idea of calling it an investment, because it feels like it's still transactional. That feels still transactional.
Right. It definitely is. But what I'm saying is, you have an investment too. It's whatever the value to you. It could be your time. It could be your services. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take it that personal. I'm just saying we're investing in each other. But if I say when I say investing in each other, it comes from a man, it sounds like I'm trying to own you. When I'm like, nah, I'm just putting my heart on. I work at this job, or I went to school and did this, and I did all these things. And that I did before you ever showed up, taking care of my family, such and such. And now it's about me. And I entered this woman in my life, and it would be probably the biggest decision I ever make, especially if it's before we have kids, and the kids come. And then for somebody to be like, that's not an investment. We're all investing in different ways. None more important. I'm just saying, he got to speak up for himself because a lot of times we don't.
Yeah, but I mean, for you now, you're not getting ready to have children, are you?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't know if you were planning some babies in the future.
Stop it. No, I don't. Might get a couple dogs one day, but that's about it.
Okay, all right. Let's do one more pivot tonight, because this is Valentine's Day. So I want to tell you guys a story, and then I would love for you to share an impromptu story, because I just really want, in the spirit of my conversation with Danny, and I hope young lady comes on hopefully next week that has the Date Better Network and can share with us about how would people can sign up for that, and how you can, I guess, be featured and find a significant other. The thing I like about that network is they were very specific with the men and asked them like what size woman are you looking for? What are the likes? Like, they were just a lot more specific. So it'd be a guy to be like, I would like somebody that's 5'5". I think the size was like 2 to 10 and this, and this. So it was very specific. So don't waste my time if I'm not what you want. And vice versa with the women. But I remember, and obviously this did not work out, but I remember I was on a dating site and a guy asked me out on a date on Valentine's Day. And I did not, I had a lot of like preconceived notions of what I should do and shouldn't do. I used to live by this rule book, and I had to throw the rule book away to be successful. And then whenever I feel myself getting back into a place where I'm following rules, I check myself and try to throw them out again. But this guy asked me out on Valentine's Day, and I felt weird because I was like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. I don't want us to go. And he was like, what's the worst that could happen? Let's just go and have fun. I don't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. And I think it was on a Sunday that year. And so we met at a sports bar that was near me. And I guess like in between the two of us. And we had dinner and we had a good time. Like it got me out of the house from sitting there thinking about the fact that I didn't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. And it just was a good experience. Not everything is going to lead you to a deep, serious relationship. And that's okay. But I think sometimes just getting out and feeling flirty and feeling like a woman and smiling at somebody and letting them smile at you, good energy, Nola. It's just great. It's great. And I think it makes you more susceptible for something good to come to you when you're putting things out like that. So I went out on a date to a sports bar on Valentine's Day with an ex-football player. It was a good day. It was a good day. It did not work with him, but it was a really good day. Do you have a Valentine's Day date story, Mo?
I don't think I do.
Would you like me to create one for you on Friday?
I don't even know what that means.
I can make a date for you. I can do a matchmaking and get you a date. Well, you can't do Friday because we have to do our show Friday. And for any of you that are celebrating Valentine's Day, we will understand if you cannot hang out with us on Friday. However, Ready to Love is stupid. So you would definitely want to check in with us afterwards. It's ridiculous. This is more foolishness and folly. But, okay. I like this. DeQueezy said she took herself to a John B concert and had a great time by herself. I love that. John B was your Valentine that day, that time. That's awesome. And that's a great concert. I love it. And congratulations on getting yourself into a place that you are happy with yourself. I love that. You're a beautiful woman anyway, but I love that. She said she lost like 50 pounds since we've seen her last. So and text your girl on what you're doing, because I need to do whatever you're doing. But yeah, that's awesome. I love people that take them, do something fun.
Can I say something?
Please.
I mean, and I don't know too many guys that they really get into it like the women do.
Yeah.
But it just it's not really for us, and I know it's to make you, whatever. And then I don't know where it might be in Chicago, but it's definitely in Michigan. Sweetie Day comes around like in October, November, somewhere around.
Yeah.
And it was a bust again 2 years in a row, I heard. No, because I see the news on Chicago, and they be looking at the malls. It's quiet all day. Like,
isn't Sweetie's Day like where the girl asks the guy out?
it's Valentine's Day for men. That's Sadie Day.
Hawkins Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I would say that you probably would disagree with me.
Of course I would. I didn't make it.
I would say celebrate Sadie Hawkins Day if you have a man that's your man. I don't know about asking another guy out that you don't know. And this is why. Because sometimes if you ask a guy out, he probably doesn't want to go out with you. Because if he wanted to go out with you, he probably would have asked you himself. So I'm not real big on asking guys out.
It's not always the case.
I'm just saying, I hear you, but the reality of you actually asking a guy out that really is interested and attracted to you and available is slim to none. More than likely, he's going to be either married or not attracted to you. So in that case, do not. However, if you have a man, take him out, spoil him. I think it's fun.
See how she just said? Spoil him. It's not.
What?
Ooh, y'all hate the.
What? What did I say?
I can just tell the way you just said spoiled it. Like just wanted to.
No, I don't. What? Now you know that's not true. I spoiled the crap out of my husband.
I'm just not saying that's what. I'm just like that's how you say.
I'll be tricking off on him like a pimp with a hoe.
Saying that you trick to get something. You already got the man.
I know. I'm just being funny. It's just funny for me to say I'm tricking off on him. He don't get upset. He's fine. I definitely trick off on him, but I'm just saying, So you have not had a Valentine's Day date, Mo. This is lame.
I told you what I do. CVS, knock down the Valentine's Day cards and run out. I gotta wear masks this year though. I think they on to me.
I remember the last was it 2014 when that snow hit.
Mm-hmm.
When the snow hit in 2014, like 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, last week of January, and I was in my car for 14 hours. Mo, I was single. I called Mo because I was scared to death and I could not make it home. So I called a couple of my friends. Mo was actually the closest one to me. So Mo comes out, but he cannot get to me because I'm on Campbellton Road, slipping and sliding. It is the scariest thing ever. So I make it to the CVS and Mo makes it there so we can leave my car there. But then we end up both getting stuck in the CVS. CVS is packed full of people that cannot get home because the roads are iced. It's like 3 or 4 inches of ice on the road. Nobody can leave. So we all end up sleeping in the CVS and we slept on the Valentine's Day pillows and teddy bears. And I remember thinking like, are they going to clean these off or Febreze these or something? Because we were using them for mattresses and pillows. And
heater and plug.
Yeah, can you imagine somebody coming and picking that up? And sorry, CVS, but we did. They opened the door and they kept it overnight. So it was a store full of people, and we were all in there.
Wow.
Laying on the pillows and the teddy bears. I remember I just got the stuff that I would like that day, but then after we woke up that morning, we put it back. We put it back.
Yeah, it was hard. We see school buses 2:00 in the morning with kids on them.
Yeah, it was scary, but I'll never forget that Valentine's Day. I was like, I hope that nobody I know grabs one of these teddy bears that's been drooled on by a grown person, scared of and having to sleep here overnight. I mean, I had been in my car for 14 hours. It was madness. It was madness. And I don't even think I really slept. Well, I might have slept a little bit because I was so emotionally drained because I was scared to death. Like on the road, a lot of people's cars had run out of gas. And so they just left their cars. It was freezing. It was like under 20 degrees. So a lot of people's car, when they ran out of gas, they couldn't stay in the car because they would freeze. So they just left the car. Some cars people had abandoned, the doors were open. It looked like a ghost town. And then I was sliding all over. It was horrible. It was a horrible time. But Mo came to get me, and then he and I got stuck. And it was crazy. But I'll never forget seeing all the Valentine's Day plush toys in there. And we all used them to sleep on that night.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I had a Valentine's that year. But you know what? My kids were always my Valentine, and they still are.
Yeah, it's bigger than us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, you love on whatever loves on you. My girlfriends, in fact, one of my girlfriends and I are going to see Alvin Ailey tomorrow. We're going to see Alvin Ailey's presentation of Judith Jameson at the Fox Theater tomorrow night, and it's our Valentine's Day. It's one of my best girlfriends, so she and I are gonna go out, hang out with each other and love on each other because we got each other. So it's not even just about a significant other; it's just about showing love to people, and those that are part of your life. So. All right. Well, I guess we will get ready to get out of here. I do want to say one thing, just because I know we'll talk about it Friday because I have to. But Mo, you don't watch Married at First Sight, or you haven't this season.
I haven't. No. I seen that thing and I was like, "Is this not Love Is Blind?" I saw a new love. No, my God, no, I didn't see it.
So we're seeing Revelations. Yes, hey there. That's what we're seeing. Revelations. It's Revelations and. Hold on, let me pull it up because it's Judith Jameson's tribute because she passed away. But I know that Revelations is a part of it. Yes. Tribute to Judith Jameson, Grace, Andalus Blues, Cry, and Revelation. So I will let you guys know how it is. I'm super excited. I was going to take Adrian, but Adrian does not like the ballet. I took him maybe 2 years ago when we first started. We were married, but we were first gotten married early on, and he got on my nerves so bad that day because he just was like, he didn't get it, and he was annoyed, and I was annoyed with him. So I'm not wasting ballet tickets on Adrian, and except maybe the Nutcracker, because I go see the Nutcracker every year. So I may make him go see the Nutcracker, but it's probably more excitement and energy going on, so he'll probably like that better than Alvin Ailey. But anyway, anybody if you watch Married at First Sight, please put a 1 in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. It is ridiculous what has happened on this show. And the only reason we're talking about it tonight on Dating Diaries is because it is about dating. Do not force it if it's not there. If somebody is showing you they're not into you, keep it moving. In the words of Shannon Sharp, I like who likes me. That's it. Do not. Marie, Nita, I am so irritated with Michelle. First of all, Michelle.
High energy on.
Michelle sucks. Michelle treated this man like crap. And then when he went on to deal with another woman, she got angry and she started to prove that she went on like a secret agent, like PI investigative discovery on this guy. And it's like, if you don't like him, leave him alone. We did watch Family or Fiance. We're going to talk about that Friday. I just had to bring up Married at First Sight because last night was the worst episode I have ever seen on Married at First Sight. For those of you that don't watch the show, there are 5 couples meet at the altar and they're already married. This season, for the first time, 2 couples, one woman didn't like her man. The other man, his woman was treating him crazy. They started hooking up behind everyone's back. It was a swap. Now, crazy. One person got hurt in all this, and it was Alan, who actually liked his wife, Madison, and was trying to make it work. And to Mo's point, she kept telling him she didn't like the way he dressed. She didn't like the way he talked. She made fun of his vocabulary. And she told him she didn't like the way he dressed. So he went out and bought $3,000 worth of clothes. She had no intention of being with him. In fact, she was hooking up with David the entire time. Oh, Edna, I have more. Trust me, I have a whole feature write-up coming that because I'm so irritated. The point with that show is if a person is not into you, do not try to win them over. If a woman doesn't like the way that you dress, but she likes you, she will win you over first and then do those things. But you shouldn't have to change who you are to get with somebody. That is manipulation and it is emotional abuse if you stay in the situation. And so I feel like, no, Zach and Michaela, that's not what happened. This season is the first time two newlyweds have actually went and started hooking up with each other and are saying they now want to be together outside of their relationship. And I would have been fine with it if not for the fact that one guy was still trying and she let him keep trying. She let him keep trying. She did not care. And then when he broke down and started crying and the other people were hugging him and trying to console him, she was like, well, does he want a conversation? Does he want a conversation? I guess not. So cold and so heartless. And the crazy thing about it, I got to be honest, ladies, if that had been reversed and it was a woman that was crying and the man was so cavalier, we would have canceled him immediately. It's just it was, and I'm gonna say that in my article. If Alan was a woman, Madison would have woken up this morning to be canceled. These were white folks. Where's the juice? However, there also is a black couple who is almost just as bad because the guy tried to bring her divorce papers early before the 6 weeks were up and said he did not like her. But I don't care about him doing that, but he brought them to the couple's retreat to try to humiliate her because she's successful and he's not. It's just been a horrible season of Married at First Sight. I think these experts need to be fired, or casting company, whoever's doing it and making it this way needs to go because this is ridiculous. It's horrible. But it brings us back to the point of like who likes you. It should not feel like work to be with someone that you're into. If they're not into you the way that you're into them, release them and let them go.
High interest only. If they don't have high interest,
release them back into the waters. Release them back into the urine infested waters from which they came.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, it's bad. If you see that video, this guy is broke down. And the reason he's angry is because he was trying. He kept asking her, is there anything I can do? Are you even open to this? And she was saying, yes, 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 yes. But the reality was no, 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 no. Remember that song by Destiny's Child?
I do.
That was a good song. Well, any last minute suggestions, Mo, for Valentine's Day?
Enjoy yourselves, be safe. All the lovers, man. Black love, especially, man. I love to see it. It puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. I love is love, but I definitely love black love because it's us. But I really think love has no color. And if you find, I don't care if you find love in a vanilla place, it's okay. If you find love in a beige place, it's okay. Wherever you find love is a good place. I had to learn that. Like wherever you find love, where it's healthy and it's reciprocated, is for you. I don't have a problem with interracial dating. Wherever you find love and you can give love and it's a healthy love, I'm all for it.
That part.
I'm all for it. Well, we love you guys for watching. We will be back on Friday. Trust me, Ready to Love is off the chain. I have witnessed the upcoming episode. I'm probably going to put out an exclusive tomorrow that I'll put on the channel. But Mo and I will be here Friday at 10. We'll also be talking about Family or Fiance as well. So watch that episode of Family or Fiance. And then on Saturday, we will be back together for the final Arrest and Infidelity Huntsville.
Exactly.
The final for this season. It wraps up on Saturday, and there have been some new developments.
Man, what is going on?
That we are going to talk about. So join us Saturday at 8 p.m. at 9 p.m. after the part 3 of the reunion. And remember on Friday to try to watch the first episode of Family or Fiance, because we're going to talk about that on Friday after Ready to Love. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Enjoy your week. Spread love. Take a chance. Do something outside your comfort zone. And remember, the best love is self-love. So make sure that you're loving on yourself this week and always. We love you all for watching, and we'll see you right back here on Friday.
All right, y'all.